phone.
Okay, go on then.
So, gents, if I said to you and people on the podcast, if you look through your phone book, I always say things like this, look at the 8th person that you've spoken to on your phone and you called them up and said to them, next year, the 1st of February, 2026, could you give me £50,000? What would your answer be? I'm going to talk to my brothers in the room.
No.
Wiley says no.
No, I can't think of anybody who I'm gonna say would give me
Wiley, I'm
50,000.
I'm giving you 12 months to get 50,000, which I need you to give to me February next year.
Next year. No.
Okay, Tongo.
I don't think so.
Yes or no?
No.
Rain.
The 8th person in my phone book, if I told them to give it to me next year,
February.
so shouts out to Helen. I think she would.
Man knows who the 8th person in his phone book is.
I just checked.
This guy.
I just checked.
Gee. Oh.
I think she'd be like, I don't know what you need it for, but I'll make it happen.
Right. Now, firstly, the nayers in the room. Why no?
There's people that I know would try to make it happen, but in order to, I'll be honest, I can't say I've got a circle of people that would be able to say, right, 50 grand here for you, because unfortunately we're all in our own rat race, which means if they need that 50 grand, they're gonna have their own needs and wants for it. I can't see them just saying, oh, here's 50 bags to give to you. I can't see it. Can't see it happening.
Without knowing who the 8th person is one reason why I said so. But
I even said to one of us in the room, I want it.
The 8th person is GVC.
GVC would probably find it.
But I'm asking you for it. This is me. I'm saying, Tongo, on the 1st of February next year, I need 50 grand. Can you give it to me?
I'll try my best to find it.
I can't give you 50, but you know what? I will do what I can to give you what I can.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I need 50.
Can't give you 50. I can't guarantee you 50. I can't guarantee you 50.
It's
no.
okay. It's okay. No. It's not a pressurized thing. Do you know what I mean?
I would do my best to find it or get it for you, whether that means that I collect it from multiple sources, whether it is that I earn it myself, whether it's I'll try my best to get it to you.
Right? I need 50 grand 1st of February next year. Can you sort it out for me?
I would say yeah.
You say yeah?
I'd say yeah.
Thank you.
My question is...
Guess who my new best friend is?
No, but here's my thing. My question is, what's my motivation for giving you 50 grand?
Aha, this is my question.
Yeah.
Rain's probably got 50 grand in the bank already.
No,
Just hold it.
it's not
that.
even
I'm joking,
that.
man.
What is my motivation for doing that to you?
So
For you, should I say?
I'm going to explain something and then hopefully we can come back to it. A few years ago, what year are we in now? 9 years ago,
2016.
10 years ago, I had a restaurant and my restaurant got pulled from under my feet. Literally, it felt like I just got robbed in the middle of the night. I was already in debt, and then when the restaurant went wrong, everything just went out the window. I couldn't pay my mortgage. I couldn't even maintain my kids. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck. At the time, in my head, I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to revert back to my previous profession, like to go back into finance, go back into banking and, go from there because I had a pretty good CV. I should be able to get myself a job, turn my hand into a different avenue of work and do whatever else. Like there was all of these options and I couldn't figure out anything. As I said, I weren't paying my mortgage. I then started my small little business, doing my removals and whatever else. And money started flowing in. You started clearing the red bills first. For those people that are in that situation, you know that feeling. Clear the red bills first, then clear the warning letters, then clear the normal bills, and then you can start eating, you're back on track. You get what I mean? People may not have lived this, I'm just sharing what I went through. However, when I made my next mortgage installment, I was about 3 to 4 months late making that payment. The bank sent me a couple of letters, but I didn't really hear nothing. So it was one of those, I'm just going to bury my head in the sand. We are where we are. It is like, this is the position I'm in. However, when I made the payment, they called me and they said, oh, we realize you've made the payment. Actually, your account's going to go to the litigation department. These are the people that deal with the legal aspect of removing your mortgage and taking your yard from you. Obviously, my throat's gone dry. I'm like, what do I do now? The guy on the phone was like, don't worry, I'm going to help you. Your mortgage installment is only £670 a month. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, can you do that? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it now. I'll do it. I'll make a couple extra payments. He was like, it doesn't work like that. Now, this is the amount you owe us. We've also taken in your service charge. So when you own a property that's in a block, you have to pay service charge. They pulled the service charge debt from my local authority, added that to my mortgage.
Oh, wankers.
And made it into
a
ginormous debt. So instead of paying £670 a month, they said to me, you have to pay £1,878 a month for the next 9 months. Now, considering I couldn't pay anything for the last 4 months, and I made my first mortgage installment thinking I'm now going to get back on track, I now needed to find basically
3 times the money.
3 times the amount. There's no motivation like a letter coming through your door saying, if you miss the next payment, we're going to take your yard. So when Tongo mentions about that negative motivation,
As the pressure.
the pressure came from somewhere. I had to find the energy from somewhere. And lo and behold, I was making the payments. Up to now, if you ask me exactly what I did, what steps I took to make it happen, I don't know. I just remember I was up early. I probably was writing good morning to you lot in the group.
At 5 a.m.
6 a.m.
Yes.
But I was ready to go and earn whatever money I needed to earn today. Whatever I earned, I put everything in my drawer, took £5 out, and that was my emergency money because I made food, so I didn't have to buy nothing on road. Do you know what I mean? I walk in my Volvic bottle of water, and I'm gone again. And as crazy as it sounds, that type of negative motivation, or whichever way you want to call it, got me into a position where I was paying the money and then also paying up front. Like, do you know what I mean? Here's this month, and
I'll raise you next month.
There's half of next month. Do you know what I mean? Because I was in a position to do so. And I was fortunate enough to build myself out. Now, that type of motivation came from wherever it came from, but I used it and it spurred me on. The question that I asked and the conversation I had with my friend was, imagine when I made the last payment, the next month, guess how much money I gave them? So the original mortgage was 670.
Yep.
I was paying them 1828, for example.
You still gave him the 1,000.
I still gave him the
1,800.
The 1,800.
I know, Dean. I know that's what he did.
Yeah, because in my head I was like,
Even though I don't know what he did, he hasn't told me, I haven't experienced it, I just know him, that's what he would have paid.
because I said to myself, I now need to eliminate this situation ever happening again.
Again. Yeah.
And yeah, you can put it in a saving account, you can do this, you can do that, you can do the other. But in my head, I was like, no, I'm going to pay you lot up front for a year. So I'll pay my installment plus another 2 months to make sure I was ahead. And then I'll just go back to making my payments as normal and whatever else. The bank tried to get me and say, oh, because you've made overpayments, we're going to charge you this and do that and do the other. But luckily, none of that happened. And, you know what I mean? It put me in that position. Now, my friend, the conversation I had with him is he now needs to find a lump sum of money, equivalent of 50 grand. And I said to him, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to find it. I said, how are you going to find it? He goes, I don't know. So I said, but are you going to find it? He goes, 100%. So I said, if I ask you to loan me 50 grand by a year's time, do you think you could do it? And he goes, well, now I've got the motivation to, I'm going to have to do it. So for me, it's looking at what motivates you and understanding the positives, but also understanding the negatives and using whatever is around you to pull that motivation out, even if it is that red letter on your door or I don't know, the look in your partner's eyes or your child's eye, or that great feeling that you get when you've achieved, or do you know what I mean? Setting your positive affirmations and actually hitting your targets. Do you get what I mean? So it's finding that out for yourself. So gents, once again, if you had to find 50 grand by the 1st of February next year, could you do it?
It's the them man, innit?
Because my bedroom is
No,
there with me.
no. You see, you've just changed the question. The question is, if I need to find 50 grand by the 1st of February next year, I will make sure I can do it. If I need to find 50 grand to give to you for the 1st of February next year, I can't guarantee that because I've got to ensure that if I can do that for you, I should be able to do that for myself. That means effectively I've got to find 100 grand.
No,
Because if I can do it for you,
I fully
do you know
understand.
what I'm saying? So if I'm doing it for myself, it's a different motivator. The motivation could be, if you don't find it by the 1st of February next year, you're going to lose your house, your family, your whatever. That motivation, pressure, going back to what Tongo was saying, gives me the pressure and motivation to say, I am going to get it done. But it's a different pressure to, Citrus needs help. Citrus needs me to give him 50 grand by the 1st of February next year. Do you know what? I'm going to try and do what I can. The pressure is not the same. The motivation is not the same because it's not a motivation on me. The pressure is not on me. The pressure's on you. I'm just trying to help you. But the pressure on me means that I have to find the solutions. We spoke about this a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about being a man's man and what it means when we were talking about going out. Just different sort of motivation, but going out and protecting the family. If there's a bear or something outside, going outside and confronting that.
Fight that one time.
Well, it's the thing. The motivation is you as the person who has to find the solutions. You're going to find that solution, give or take whatever it is. You will find it because it is your job to do that. Whereas as your friend, I'm going to try and help you find the solution, but the pressure is not on me to say I have to find the solution for you.
Because ultimately it's not your responsibility.
That's what I'm saying. It's a different sort of pressure. So in answer to your question, yes, if I've got to find 50 bags for you, I've got to find 100 bags because I can't give you 50 and in turn say to my family, I don't have it because I've given it to you. That can't work in my household. I've got to be able to say, I've given you because my household has not suffered. That's just how it would have to be.
It's interesting and I accept your position. I don't agree with it, but I definitely accept it. Tongo.
I kind of agree with what he's saying, but at the same time, what you said about giving and your family doing without or not providing for your family instead, it also depends on what the 50 grand is for, because finding 50 grand for Dean might be an investment that might give me 100 grand by February the 2nd. So
very good point.
I would still need to do it because I know it's going to benefit me and my family as a result of. So it's like when you have like a couple and they say support the vision, and I don't know, your partner, I don't know, starts a musical career, which is obviously at the beginning going to be slow, but eventually they become Beyonce. Do you know what I'm saying? So now you lot have suffered, you've had like, I don't know, beans on toast for 3 months in a row. Like, but now she's Beyonce and you're Jay-Z and it's all good. Do you know what I'm saying? So, as I said in the beginning, I will try my best to, because I believe I can, and how I am as a person, as you know, I'm very helpful to my friends in it. So as a friend that I am and the person that I am, I'd want to help you as much as I can. So I'm the kind of person that I have before. I don't know if I'd still do it, but I'm the kind of person that where I'll get myself into debt to help you. Like, I've done it for friends before. Like, so, for example, when I say that, I mean, like, for example, I might borrow from John because you need it, but I don't then think, well, I don't tell John, well, I'm waiting for Dean to give it back to me before I can give it to you. I've still got to give it to John, whether Dean gives it back to me or not.
Got you.
And that's what I mean by I'll get myself into debt to help. So, as I said, I'll try my best to do everything to help you and to get that for you. And I'm confident that if I've set myself I need to get 50
The target.
bags for Dean, that I'll get it.
Right.
And as our friendship goes, I probably wouldn't even ask what it's for.
Great.
But that's so my thing is that if somebody asks me for that amount of money, I'm assuming I've got a friendship with the individual. It's not you're asking me for that money because you're in debt. You're asking me because there's an opportunity. Now you're saying I've got 12, because remember, like logically, realistically, if it was debt, no debt collectors waiting 12 months. So it has to be an opportunity. So if I can, and so I get what you're saying, Wiley, you're saying if I can't give it to my family, then I'm not going to give it to you. My thing is that if I am in need of that 50 grand, I can't give it to you. It's just, and I can't earn it. I've got to look after my family first. So my answer is that, look, if you came to me and it's within my power, 50 grand it's a lot of money. But I know, to your point, Tongo, how do I know that you don't say, right, 50 grand, right, you've given it to me on the 1st, on the 16th, here's 100 grand back. Thank you very much, man, for believing in me. I don't need to know nothing else. But that's friendship, innit? That's trust in the individual. And that's what I would be doing. Why I was able to say, where everybody was saying, oh, I'm not sure I can do it, I would trust in the individual. Like, you're not going to take my money and do foolishness. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be my friend and you wouldn't ask me.
They're going to go buy one pair of trainers. that Ray wants. They're going to outbid him at his own auction.
So, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. That's actually been quite powerful.